The day began like any other at Murphy's Auto Repair. Oil stains on the floor, tools scattered on worn-out benches, the hum of engines filling the air. But that afternoon, everything changed. Delilah Martinez, a grease-stained mechanic with 12 years of experience, was battling a stubborn alternator when a sleek silver Mercedes pulled up. Out stepped Preston Montgomery, polished, confident, and carrying himself like a man who thought he was the smartest person in the room. An automotive engineer with degrees and resources most mechanics could only dream of. Behind his Mercedes, a flatbed unloaded his prized possession, a 1967 Mustang Fastback. Beautiful but sick. Preston explained the problem like a lecture. Irregular combustion patterns between 2,800 and 3,200 revolutions per minute. He rattled off everything he'd replaced, tested, recalibrated, fuel injectors, ECU, compression ratios. He even bragged about consulting MIT colleagues. On paper, everything was perfect. Yet the car still hesitated. When Delilah asked a question, his eyes swept over her coveralls with barely disguised disdain. This is beyond what traditional mechanics would understand. The shop fell silent. Rusty and the other workers exchanged looks. Everyone had seen this before. Someone underestimating Delilah. Delilah stood tall. Give me 30 minutes. If I can't find the problem, I'll admit you're right. But if I can, you owe everyone here an apology. The challenge was on. Word spread quickly. Soon the shop filled with onlookers, customers, neighbors, even the diner waitress next door. Everyone watched as Delilah lifted the Mustang's hood. She touched, listened, felt. Her hands traced fuel lines, spark plugs, intakes. Preston scoffed. She's just poking around, no methodology. But the mechanics knew better. Delilah wasn't guessing. She was listening. Engines spoke to her in a way no tablet could. At first, everything looked and sounded perfect. The scanner showed flawless readings. Preston smirked, confident the simple mechanic was in over her head. But when Rusty revved the engine to 3,000 revolutions per minute, Delilah's trained ear caught it. The faintest hesitation, a whisper in the engine's song. She pressed Preston to walk her through his restoration. Every part replaced, every detail improved. That's when it clicked. He'd swapped in a modern hydraulic timing chain tensioner. Perfect in theory, but not in harmony with a classic engine's quirks. With minutes left, Delilah tore into the timing cover. The crowd leaned in as she shone her flashlight. There it was, a tiny weep of oil on the hydraulic tensioner, barely visible but enough to cause the chain to slack at that exact RPM range. Computers missed it, Preston missed it, but Delilah heard it. The shop erupted in cheers as Rusty declared the time, 29 minutes, 43 seconds. Delilah had done what Preston couldn't. He stood stunned, staring at the small leak that shattered his pride. "How did you know?" he asked quietly. Delilah's reply was simple. "Experience. Engines talk, if you know how to listen." In front of everyone, Preston admitted he was wrong. He apologized, not just to Delilah but to every mechanic in the shop. That day, arrogance gave way to respect. Hours later, the Mustang purred smoothly under Delilah's repair. Old-school wisdom fixing what modern engineering overlooked. But the story didn't end there. Preston stayed, watching, learning. By the end of the day, he wasn't just a customer anymore. He proposed a partnership. His technology and resources combined with Delilah's intuition and hands-on mastery. Together, they could build something bigger. Months passed. Murphy's Auto Repair transformed into a hub for classic restorations, attracting enthusiasts from across states. Preston traded spotless khakis for grease-stained coveralls. Delilah found value in modern diagnostics when paired with experience. Their unlikely partnership became a symbol, proof that knowledge wears many faces and expertise isn't measured in degrees or titles. Sometimes the smartest person in the room is the one with calloused hands and grease under their nails. And it all started with a challenge. 30 minutes, a single bet, a tiny oil leak that taught an engineer humility and reminded everyone never to underestimate the power of lived experience. So remember, wisdom doesn't always wear a suit. Sometimes it comes wrapped in work clothes, smelling of oil and sweat, and sometimes it shocks the world.